a few minutes, whatever, but I have like the 2 first videos. It's fine. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna go live. Hello, people. All right.
Hey, y'all.
Okay.
So, I know ain't nobody in the chat because this is the first time
people,
that we have ever gone live as the Earth is Ghetto podcast. And this is happening I know ain't nobody in the chat because this is the first time that we have ever gone live as the Earth is Ghetto podcast. And this is happening on my own personal YouTube channel. Go live on there. So, you know, but of course, help us out the best you can. To more than anything, podcast, YouTube. Welcome to the Earth is Ghetto podcast. So we can go live on there. So, you know, help us out the best you can. But more than anything, welcome to the Earth is Ghetto podcast. And we, I am you can see you can 100% see the title. This is Dear Abusers 2025. You can see you can 100% see the title. Really going. This is Dear Abusers. We have a lot to talk about, and it's so unfortunate. Okay, this is us. These are a lot of things that sadly really us as a community, whether we're talking about we have a lot to talk about, Black queer people. So unfortunate. Because these are a lot of things that sadly us as a community. But before we get into that, as per usual, we'll go ahead and do our mental health check-in. So let's start with you, Fred. I'm so disappointed. But before we get into that, as per usual, we'll go ahead and do our mental health check-in.
I'm just taking day by day.
Let's start with you, Fred. How you feeling?
Like this is really all
for the state of everything. Decent.
So for us being
1-3, I think I'm doing pretty cute.
I'm just taking it
right.
Day by day. I
right.
see this all the time, y'all.
No.
This is really all we can do.
I have been having a rough time.
For us being
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Right. I have I have been having a rough time. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Aaron can attest. I'm very much used to being been out of work, the quote unquote provider, the breadwinner. It's going on 10 months now. It just goes to show that hit provides something. Like hit that it goes towards your ego, where capitalism it's been fucking me up lately. You can't be valuable if you are not able to provide something like cooking and selling some shit. Because a bitch can't cook. It's been fucking me up lately. But I am gonna be trying to throw myself into. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna make it do it, selling some shit. We're gonna have to figure it out because the next day will come regardless. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna make it do it, baby. You know what I'm saying? Figure it out because the next day will come regardless. Let's go ahead and get started before we get into any. Do you know what I'm saying? We first and foremost have to talk about PD, let's go ahead and get started before we get disgusting ass comments that I actually took screenshots of because I was so grossed out because I'm and the screenshots that I have disgusting ass comments that I actually just a small percentage because I was so of the disgustingness that I saw and now the screenshots that I have, I just want to let you know of the Diddy trial. Those are just a small percentage of the disgustingness that I saw. And now that we're almost at the end of the Diddy trial, her husband having to listen to the horrific things that she went through, and the only thing y'all can think about is when she's at how disgusted her husband must be. Her husband having to listen to the horrific things that she went through, and the only thing y'all can think about is how disgusted her husband must be with her abuse.
I just want to know, like, how do y'all think that we, like...
Well, go ahead, friend. You let me know how you're feeling about this before we start getting into
it's like this constant pattern of...
I just want to know, like,
how
do y'all think
that's her fault. Why she stay? Why she do this? Why she put herself in that situation? And it's like y'all just like this constant pattern of
at all.
Y'all are not the one being abused.
That's her fault.
Why she stay? Why she do this? Mind-boggling to me. It's very sad to see black folks so quick to tear down. Y'all are not the one being abused. Whether it's Meg, Cassie, y'all are not the one being abused. I don't know. It's just goes on. This is mind-boggling to me. It's very sad to see black folks so quick to tear down. Let's sit here and talk about how we try whether it's Meg, Cassie, you're not. You still want power. The list goes on and on and on. Then a lot of y'all still think that patriarchy was made for black men. Let's sit here and talk about how we trying to get free. So like, still, you're not going to let go of these rigid. And then a lot of y'all still think that patriarchy was made for black men. It wasn't. And look at where it got us now. So y'all still don't want to let go of these rigid.
So
that binary.
We're gonna go ahead and play the first video, which is going to break down some of the things that are going on. If there does end up being any viewers in the chat, please let us know if the sound okay. And if you just passing through and like, yo, these niggas sound crazy. If there does end up being any viewers, we was going through some. Let us know if we sound okay. Because we was recording and playing it back and recording and playing it back, and he was just like,
on the sound okay because
we was going.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like really talking to the computer. We was recording and playing it back and recording and playing it back, and we was just like, no, seriously, because I'm doing what I'm saying. I'm like really talking to the computer. Like, it's fine. So if you could just go ahead and help me out, we would really. No, seriously, because I'm doing work over here. I'm doing real work. It's fine. I'm not gonna get into it right now. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and play the first video.
It's messing with my brain. I already knew they were bad.
Rewind it.
Bad is genuinely evil, sinister, and malicious. I don't know what adjective I could possibly messing with my brain. I already knew they were bad. I am putting out bad is evil, sinister, and malicious. I don't know what adjective I could possibly use to get mash. I am putting out the large during this massive trigger warning I've ever seen in what I'm about to say. Please proceed with caution. We are going to be talking about Ashley, long story short, Ashley met a guy from Shane, which was what I like to say in school. Yeah, TikTok, this is for education. It's gonna rattle y'all. So back up TikTok. And Ashley met a guy because they Shane, which was Ashley met Shane. Back up TikTok. And Ashley is running paid because they're like, I know Diddy. Ashley says she isn't impressed because she feels like Shane has something to FaceTime Diddy to Diddy. Ashley like this. And one thing about it, two things for sure. She says she isn't impressed because she feels like Diddy has something to the closet and I die on the hill. Diddy did not like this. And one thing about it, two things for sure. If there was more of how much you scream, Shane calls up to the closet and I will die on the hill. From what I read, he tells her that says Ashley's gonna need help for that. Flash forward a couple he screams his cancer as an ploy to get her to the house. He tells her, hey, I think he helped me. I was pretty sick. I want to go take a joyride. He used his cancer as a ploy to get her to the house to help leave the door cracked open. A couple months later, he walks in. He wants to go take a joyride in his car and swing around the block. Again, trigger warning. He finds that he leaves the door cracked open. A couple months later, Shane's sending two other people on driver's fast forward. He literally violently rips off her. Fast forward, it's in every shot. And then he tells I believe the driver's seat downstairs. He literally violently rips off the blunt until she is completely exposed in every area. Then he tells I found out that the IT was already servant package, therefore rendering it infected. He gets upset and starts literally when they found out that the IT was already packaged, therefore rendering it ineffective. He gets upset. At this point, he had started baby. I don't know if her felt like that would make it better. I don't understand. So they does that. She's sobbing. I'm talking about obviously he couldn't. At this point, he had slathered her his blood because I felt like that would make it better. So he does that. She signed out. She's crying. Her offspring. He couldn't. Then the fact that she's arguing with his blood because she's crying. Sobbing. So making sure that she doesn't end up to her offspring. Then the fact that she's a door because he doesn't want to hear it anymore. Then he instructs she's crying, sobbing, screaming so much that he instructs she to turn her on his stomach, cover her face with a pillow because he doesn't want to hear it. He does that. Then he instructs she starts to do the same thing. Then the John Doe in the room starts to do the same thing. This woman went through so much trauma. The city and he does threaten to get her. Then he starts to do the same thing. Then the John Doe in the room starts to do the same thing. This woman went through so much trauma. Did he also threatened to get her a gags, freaking smile, just leave money you got, slicing from you better watch out. There are so many more celebrities involved in this, and I believe that's why it's taking freaking pedestal. That's why the money you got, you better watch out. There's so many more celebrities involved in this, and I think that's why it's this is like, I think that's why it's nothing new. Like, let's just look at this from on its top front, right in our eyes. They don't think the picture, and this is like, I don't know, our culture is nothing new. Like, let's just look at this. These are names that people are just saying regularly. They're just saying, this is why I tell you, and there's don't just listen to the, I don't know, watch what you're saying because there's life and death in the tongue. And these are names that people are just saying, like, they're just saying it. This is why I tell you, look at the ears, don't just listen to the beat. Watch what you're saying because there's life and death in the tongue. Are y'all listening
Okay.
I look pretty upset.
Okay.
And that's a wrap.
Listen, everything that she said that happened to that lady 100% happened.
That's a demonic.
Listen, everything that she said that happened to that lady 100% happened. And as far as I'm concerned, if there's any demons that are real, demonic, is that man right there. A human being. You want to call that demonic? And as far as I'm concerned, if there's any demons that are real, I'm not gonna fight you on that, friend, because what? So you want to call that demonic? What? You agree? What? I'm not gonna fight you, and that's just one of the cases. The what? Any thoughts? What? And that's just one of the cases.
There are still niggas saying, "Oh well."
Any thoughts?
Y'all just don't like black men, and y'all always had it out for him. Again, going back to what I said, even with all this, there are still niggas saying, "Oh well." Of course, you would say this. Y'all just don't like black men. Y'all always had it out for
like if my whole thing is that if you want to defend black men, there are so many black men out there that are actually worthy of your defense. Robert Hinton, for instance, like if my was in jail right now for killing a police officer, so many black men out there that are actually worthy of your defense. If you want to defend Robert Hinton, for instance, defend that. Who is in jail right now
that got put to death.
Defend that black man.
Like over,
you want to defend when
it should have been I can't remember his full name. That poor man that got put on putting his name in Kamala Harris' comment section during when it was getting deleted because they were like, "Hey, listen,
if you want to defend the black man, there are black men that are so worthy of your defense.
Kamala Harris,
why do you always pick abusers?"
And it was getting deleted because they were like, "Hey, listen, if you want to
defend the black, why are you black men that are so worthy of your defense? Why do you always pick abusers? They're not worthy of your defense. That's my question. Worthy of your defense.
When y'all say you
defending Trey Songz, you defending Chris Brown so that you can go to your concert in peace. And by the way, see a light-skinned crackhead dance. I promise you there are corners in Miami I can point you to.
If you really going to a C Breezy concert and to go see a light-skinned crackhead dance, I promise you there are corners in Miami I can point you to. If you really need to see it that goddamn bad.
Why y'all defend him like the way y'all are?
Yeah, Chris Brown.
Chris Brown specifically.
Like, y'all aren't gonna admit it, but it is. Why y'all defend him back to back.
Yeah, Chris Brown. Chris Brown specifically.
Come up with some shit. Like, so y'all aren't gonna admit it, but it is. It's because it's back to back. Free my people from this shit.
And you know what it is? I don't even feel like it's colorism is the reason why we defend Chris Brown. We just don't care that he's
like a lot of that has.
And you know what it is? We just don't even feel like it's colorism is the reason why.
Because we'll defend any black man in the music industry.
We just don't care that
who happens to be abusive. We just don't care that he is colorist. Because we'll defend any black man in the music industry who happens to be abusive. We love to do that.
They would still say, "Oh well, women he too fine to this." I'm not. It's like just see him.
He can beat me and all kinds of like nonsense, and it's really disgusting that we don't care about Chris Brown's colors and the fact that I feel like he can beat me and all kinds of like nonsense, and it's really disgusting that we don't
defend him,
care about Chris Brown's colors and the fact that I feel like every single time like dark-skinned black women specifically who defend him.
One of the most beautiful like black women that there is, like, it blows my mind. And you are willing to
Kelly Rowland. In my mind, I realize she's like
one of the most beautiful like black women that there is, like, walking. And you are willing to, you know.
And in my mind, I realize and when it comes to P Diddy specifically, like, it is so gross, and somehow that, you know, we have let that man continue. And when it comes to P Diddy specifically, like, we thought R. Kelly was some of the worst of the worst that we could hear. That we have let that man continue on for so long. Like, we thought R. Kelly, like, "Oh no, hold my beer," was some of the worst that we could hear.
Type shit. It's crazy to me.
To have P Diddy be like, "Oh no, hold my beer."
We do have another. We have more videos because apparently you really got to go ahead and drive it home. It's really unfortunate. You can't just go ahead and we have more videos because apparently you really got to go ahead and drive it home. No, it's really unfortunate. We can't just go ahead and
That's when you think he's like, no, actually,
blew up Kid Cudi's car when he found
they're
and then one time beat her so bad for 10 minutes straight when she tried to escape his security, dragged her back. You don't know why Kid Cudi's car when you found out that they were dating, and then one time beat her so bad for 10 minutes straight when she tried to escape his security, dragged her back. You don't know why it took her 10 years. One time with him, coerced session. She said, are y'all not watching out trial and I'm watching in the shower and he still made her continue. One time she was talking to the producer. She said that she did and out he heard called her name in the shower and he still made her continue. She saw guns. One time she was talking to the producer at an event and she would heard and called her name. Pull up his laptop and show her. She saw guns. Remember she was so drunk during the session. And she would be threatening to leave it and he would pull up his laptop and show her. She was scared to tell her own mom because she thought he would kill her mom. Engaging in activity. You don't know why she felt ashamed about it. She was scared to tell her own mom because she thought he would kill her mom. Doctors wrote prescriptions for all the drugs in her name because it took 10 years. He had security that was willing to drag her back to places and monitor where she was going, her whereabouts, her name, and his assistants shielded her face. Security that was willing to drag her back to places and monitor where she was going, her whereabouts. You don't know why he shielded her face and she could hear days recovering at hotels after he violently and frequently beat the crap out of her.
I think that we need to have a conversation about victim blaming. The way that we do. Especially when it comes to cases like these with P. Diddy, to have a conversation.
When I say I've seen some disgusting comments. She
especially when it comes to cases like these with P. Diddy.
She would arrange the freak offs herself.
I've seen some disgusting comments.
This is something that she wanted to do. She loved it. She wanted it. She would arrange the freak offs herself. She would arrange. This is something that she wanted to do. She loved it.
My politic, because this whole, we can't do that for everybody. That's supposed to be lying. And yes, folks do be lying. But what we're not going to do is since my politic, the actions of a few. We can't do that. Be like, no, be lying. And yes, you know how these females. But what we're not going to do is see what's going on. You know how rather than just be like, listen to her. You know how they are, because it's been 10 years, so who cares? But y'all aren't the one in the fucking situation. Rather than just be like, you know how they are. It's been 10 years, so who cares? But y'all aren't the one in the fucking situation. So
when victims come out, they are telling the truth.
Right.
Statistically, I think it was about 95% when victims come out, they are telling the truth.
Right. There are thousands of rape
I think it was about 95%
go untested in every major
telling the truth
across there are thousands of rape kits.
And because
she was too charming.
Even worse than
they were too nice.
We're not even going to talk about the way that domestic abuse is even looked at in the gay community.
She was too charming.
Two kids playing outside instead of a person actually having an abuse that they have to deal with, having a narcissist where they just see two kids playing outside. Instead of a person actually having an abuser that they have to deal with, having a narcissist that they have to deal with.
This person has never physically sexually harmed me.
Y'all don't believe only thing when somebody think about is how did you end up my ass,
or this person what did you do to sexually harm me? Tell me why.
We aren't thinking about
why. How did you end up in this position?
Not what I was wearing.
What did you do?
Not why I was there.
Tell me why.
And just so we aren't thinking about why that person did it. Not what I was wearing, not why I was there.
I'm done,
and I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm in the middle.
This hurts.
I can take back consented,
and I say I'm done, or I don't want to do this anymore. This hurts. I can take back consented, and y'all not even listening. But you're really going to be like, well, guess what? Cassie wanted this.
Of any
gender. Met her when she was
19.
Y'all not even listening.
Years old.
But you're really going to be like, well, guess what? Cassie wanted this.
30-something. I'm 38 years old.
She was
19
years old. I can't even imagine looking at a 19-year-old.
This man was 30-something
and being like,
years old.
What?
I can't because I don't see women do it.
Hey, Drea Michelle, what the fuck is that?
And being like, let's... What?
Brittany Garner? Bitch, I don't care what kind of
because I don't see women do it.
Hey, Drea Michelle, what the fuck is that? Brittany Garner, that's not a part of the show. It's not my business. We're going to move on, but I'm just saying.
What was that?
I don't care what you doing today, ma'am.
That was a 18, 19-year-old
not
boy
a part of the show. It's not my business.
Basically,
but I'm just saying
at his game.
I don't care what you doing today.
That's a child you were talking
that was
to.
That was an 18, 19-year-old boy that you were basically accosting at his games.
That's a child you were talking to and had a baby with.
I'm just getting really sick and tired of the
rhetoric that she wanted it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And then whenever they decide to finally come out, it's why did you take rhetoric so long? That she wanted it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And whenever they decide to finally come out, it's why did you take so long?
Then it was a money grab. If it was too quick, then it was 100% a money grab. Like, come on now. Like, let me tell you something. Cassie deserved. Then it was a money grab. If it was too quick, then it was 100% a money grab.
Oh, if it really happened, why are you going after money?
Let me tell you something. I don't feel like
Cassie deserved more money.
Absolutely.
Oh, if it really happened, why are you going after money?
I don't just feel like you realize that money is not going to erase the memories of her being constantly violated for days on end. Just so this woman is going to that money is not going to erase the memories of her being constantly violated for days on end. This woman is going to be in therapy for the rest of her life. She is going to have to pay the weight of her whole entire family in fucking therapy.
Oh well, it just reveals how time will pass. Like no, like this is like her life. Her life is artwork that's like this big
forever altered.
Oh well, time will pass. Like no, like this is like her life. Her life is like she asking for money
forever.
And you lucky that's all she wants. Yeah, so it's kind of telling how a lot of y'all is like, oh, that's too.
God forbid this little lady wanted revenge.
And you lucky that's all she wants. Cause yeah.
God forbid this little lady wanted revenge.
Listen, it's still YouTube.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because this is.
Listen, it's still YouTube.
Nothing will ever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, because this is.
That's the truth. And you worried about $30 million that this man.
Nothing will ever make up for whatever
this woman went through, and that's the fucking truth.
We're so worried about what $30 million
pocket actually has to give her.
So much.
We're so worried about what's in these pockets.
Y'all just value money over money so much
over people.
Oh, yet again. Well, that's too much money. It's like fuck how much money it is over. That shit ain't fucking real.
Over people. It really isn't.
But y'all see it as fuck your heaven. Fuck how much money it is that have it as your shit fucking real, and that's how this parasocial shit.
It really isn't.
Y'all are not. But y'all see it as your heaven.
It's why that there are people out there who are still being like, "Hey, I don't think P. Diddy did anything. He's just a freaking man." It's why that there are people out there who are still being like, "Hey, I don't think P. Diddy did anything. He's just a freaking man."
This is not what we do.
I might as well tell you, we don't take away people's autonomy.
One of them freaky ass bitches y'all be talking
so
about.
So that we can catch a nut. Nobody's doing that. I might as well tell you, we don't take away people's autonomy. The only people who are doing that are abusers. So that we can catch a nut. Nobody's doing that.
You all are more concerned that
the only people who are doing that are abusers.
Right, that's what.
But for some don't reason, even care about all of these people, women and men who are coming forward. The only thing you seem to care about is you don't even care about all of these. Is Meek Mill really a power bottom? That's what the fuck y'all are thinking about. The only thing you seem to care about is like, did he really? Is Meek Mill really a power bottom? That's what the fuck y'all are thinking about.
I'd rather y'all just be honest and say that once again. But you're not gonna say that. Everything else, you was just talking about being pro-black, that's what I would rather y'all just be honest and say that.
Like the things, of course, my phone has to start ringing.
But the first one of the, but I you know what's crazy?
The things
I would like to know why the thing that you think about most is the fact that we all found out that Diddy has a tiny dick. You know what's crazy? I would like to know why the
he's got like a tootsie roll is the fact that we all found out that Diddy has a tiny dick. Assaulting people with
he's got like a tootsie roll
and other men.
And that's why he be
and instead we want to talk about how tiny
assaulting people with
objects 2 M&Ms and a Tic Tac.
Yeah, sure, that's funny.
And instead, we want to talk about how tiny
it is.
Like, 2 M&Ms and a Tic Tac.
Yeah, sure, that's funny.
I don't like the jokes, bro. It's getting.
This is still a person
for me. Is like I don't like the jokes. I don't like the jokes, bro. It's getting. It's like it's this for me. This isn't funny.
Jokes and the memification.
I'm not having a good time. This isn't funny. Bro. And think about their victims.
This isn't funny.
Who have to watch all of these jokes. Y'all talking about having a good time. This isn't funny. And these women were violated in a way that they will have to watch all of these jokes. Y'all talking about I hate to go ahead. And these women were violated in a way that they promote any kind of propaganda. Get over.
But it feels like y'all bitches never saw an episode of Law and Order SVU before.
I swear to God, I really hate to go ahead and promote any kind of propaganda.
What?
But it feels like y'all bitches never saw an episode of Law and Order SVU before. I swear to God. And knowing that these women go into bed and they run in shoes because they feel like their assailant is about to come through the door. And knowing that these came from real stories, women go into bed and they run in shoes because they feel like their assailant is about to come through the door. That shit stays with you, even if it's been for years. Boys, men, women, children who have been abused. That shit stays when you've never gotten any justice. Even if it's been for years, that shit feels like so long ago. Why we bring it up now? Especially when you've never gotten any justice. Y'all afraid to go ahead and ask your homeboys to roll down the window when you hot inside your car, but you can't imagine why Cassie couldn't leave. Y'all afraid to go ahead and ask your homeboys to roll down the window when you hot inside your car, but you can't imagine why Cassie couldn't leave.
Right.
Okay. Let's continue.
Child.
It's so unfortunate.
Okay. That is like I'm so speechless.
Let's continue.
Like, this is where we're at.
This is what we're so doing, and I'm so sad that this is how we have to continue. This is what we're doing, and I'm so sad that this is how we have to. What video is this continue? Yeah, I'm like, what? Like,
I don't think that's the video.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like,
I don't think that's the video was picking up.
So now we can't. We can't go to the video no more. See, this is why we say Earth is ghetto. So like, now I'm not even joking. This should be so unfortunate. We can't go to the video because see, this is why we say Earth is ghetto. Like, I'm not even joking. This should be so unfortunate. Because tell me what I'm talking about has to do with the farming at the end of the day. I don't do construction. Tell me what I'm talking about has to do with the farming at the end of the day. I don't do construction. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to do it. No, this is so. Because why can't you just? So we're just gonna copy the link. We're gonna try to do it this way. Because why can't you just?
This is exactly what.
Yes, I love to do whatever the fuck this is. No, for real though.
Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can. If we can do it this way.
I don't know why you gotta be so ghetto.
Play it on my phone.
This is so ghetto.
Let's see if we can.
I'm so sad. Why you gotta be so ghetto?
This is so ghetto.
You know, right? You know what I mean? Like that, because I swear niggas would be like so.
You know,
right? You know what I mean?
What was
like that? Because I swear niggas would be like so.
Why?
Like what was
no, please say. And also, I see how upset I am about abusers. I haven't been able to say happy. Please sing. And also, I see how upset I am about abusers. I haven't been able to say happy Juneteenth to the black people. A whole day late. So so everybody said a whole day late. A whole day late. So we not. So everybody said fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm surprised that shit's still there. They said no.
Okay, might have to say that one, but
but still, I can't believe. All right, that's fine. You know, if you don't want to, but still, I can't believe. All right, that's fine. You know, if you don't want to. We can go ahead and it's unfortunate we can't play the videos. But this is another thing we can go ahead and it's unfortunate that we can't play the videos. But this is no seriously because what the hell is this? Real quick, unfortunately, like this is insane. No, seriously, Cassie is abusing that old man. These are the things that people are saying at the height of this trial. Cassie is abusing that old man. These are things that people are saying. Cheated on him at the height of this trial. He paid for. And still finding ways to ruin his life. Cheated on him. Do you hear what we've said about P. Diddy and the fact that this is what is being said?
Do you hear what we've said about P. Diddy and the fact that this is what is being said?
That's what's truly, truly, truly insane. This is what's being said. I'm so disgusted. That's what's truly, truly, truly insane. I'm so disgusted.
Like, honestly. I hope she does. What? Like, honestly,
it's so sad.
I hope she does. There's so much internalized misogyny in these comments. No wonder this country is so sad. And I'm very glad for this.
Now, this is from a woman, a black woman. I don't know if they cosplay as a black woman because I know how some of you thin lippy.
Now, this is from a woman, a black woman.
I don't know if they cosplay as a black woman because I know
take it for what it is
some of you thin lippy be doing.
Let's just go by the picture, right?
I do.
At this point,
we're just gonna take it for what it is at face value. Let's just go by the picture.
He killed people for money, and she assisted because she loved the lifestyle and knew what he was doing, but still continued to deal with the money. And she assisted because she loved the lifestyle and knew what he was doing, but still continued to deal with the murderer, and she wouldn't get a conviction to life in prison.
But she was assisted by someone to turn it around and she would get, and at some point she realized pissing in her mouth was way too much to keep up her lifestyle, and people still have to realize pissing in her mouth was way too much to keep up her lifestyle, and people still have to realize she might have wanted to be rid of him and him of her, but she could connect him to fed off each other's addiction, and he could provide and wanted to be rid of him and him of her, but she could connect him to the free cause, and he could provide and pay for their
y'all are some fucking
wow. Y'all have lost, bro.
That was
bro.
You see what I'm saying, right?
Oh, you couldn't wait to get that.
The plot.
Yo, I swear to God. And you see what I'm saying, right?
I do.
Yo, I swear to God. And sadly, I have one more. To Renee Butler Stokes, fuck you. To Reginald Merchant, fuck you too. To Renee Butler Stokes, fuck you. Just in case.
Now this one was
Reginald Merchant.
Williams.
Fuck you too. I just wanted to make sure I said your name
in the world with different values.
Now this one was
Dewan Williams.
God forbid you are raised to be accountable in the world with different values, and then you have some lifestyles. God forbid you are raised to be accountable for your life choices. And some people willingly participate in things until they know. You don't believe everyone is a victim until some people willingly participate in things until they know. That's not my problem. I'll call them later.
Until you don't believe everyone is a victim,
I don't know.
and then some people willing to participate in things until they know better and then do better. People are allowed to have.
You don't believe everyone is a victim, and then some people willing to participate.
Everyone isn't triggered by feelings and emotions based on their bad life choices and experiences.
It's okay.
Even in therapy, everyone isn't triggered by feelings and emotions based on their bad life choices and experiences.
I can't.
Even in therapy, you will have to take accountability for the why. So you have to understand.
You want to read the rest of this shit? By all means,
I can't.
Go ahead. Pause. Do
the rest of this shit.
Do your big ones. Go ahead.
Listen.
Pause.
Do your big one.
I hope you see how.
Do your big one.
Like it's sad how disgusting.
Do your big one.
No,
I hope you see how people are actually saying like
this is how disgusting this shit is.
I had to go ahead and take like an actual screenshot of that shit. Like I was like,
I wasn't in shock.
I had to go ahead and take like an actual screenshot of that shit because I was so disgusted.
I wasn't really in shock, but I was so disgusted.
I'm speechless.
I was so disgusted,
bro.
I don't even know what to say.
This is on the next video. Okay,
bro. I don't even know.
I just want to make sure, child. Before we do anything else, I just want to make sure, child. We can't get shit. Before we do anything else, because apparently we can't get shit together.
Okay.
Listen, and ain't nobody in here to even tell us that anything is wrong.
I'm gonna give us grace.
Listen, and ain't nobody in here to even tell us that anything is wrong. I upload this recording, whatever you get.
Test runs.
Listen, all I know is that after I upload this recording, whatever you get.
Period.
Insert Mariah Carey gift. We did whatever I was doing the best of what I got. Okay. Insert Mariah Carey gift. So the next topic is I've been hearing a lot of rhetoric. So about the next topic, Mr. is I've been hearing a lot of rhetoric about
50
2 quarters. Mr.
Curtis 2 half shillings.
50 Cent.
He was shot so many times and everybody missed, but it's okay. Listen, Listen, no, you know what? That's wrong. Let me take that back. That's fucked up, right? That wasn't nice. That wasn't nice. No, you know what? That's wrong. I was thinking it. No, stop. No. I was thinking it, and I said it. That was wrong. I gotta figure that out. I was thinking it. There's a lot of rhetoric. No. I was thinking it, and I said it. That was wrong. I gotta figure that out. But I'm using a lot of rhetoric because 50 Cent has always thought that shit. Let's keep it a buck. He's always thought that nigga was weak. He's always thought that shit. Let's keep it a buck. He's always broken clocks can be correct twice a day. That happens, right? Broken clocks can be correct twice a day. I'm not going to get into too much detail because I'm not going to go ahead and Okay. This man continued to terrorize. I'm not going to get into too much detail because I'm not going to go ahead. But this man continued to terrorize. 50 Cent went ahead and outed, one of the witnesses in the trial. 50 Cent went ahead and outed. Had a lot of testimony. Witnesses in the trial, a lot of testimony that I won't get into. Had a lot of testimony. Call attention to this woman against who really should be left. A lot of testimony that I won't get into because again, 50 Cent has beef with his baby mama. He decided to go ahead and dox her and be like, "Oh, that's the person. That's the person." 50 Cent has beef with his baby mama. He decided to go ahead and dox her and be like, "Oh, that's the gag orders he's had." I hope he's super serious that this judge is serious about whatever gag orders he's had. I hope he is super serious. I hope every single one of you who are putting out this because a lot of you, I don't know if I hope you were charged, but a lot of people get super upset whenever they hear a Jane Doe because a lot of you, like, I need you to be out and proud about what you say you can harass whenever they hear a Jane Doe. They're like, oh, I need you to be out and proud about what you say you can harass her. You harass these victims on a regular basis. What else do you do other than harass them? You want to peel through her. You harass these victims on a regular basis to see if she's the right kind of victim that you can. No, you want to go ahead and peel through her history to see if she's the right kind of victim that ask you what you do for a living. They just want to see if they can respect you or not. It's the same. It's the same reason that when people go ahead and ask you what you do for a living, they just want to see if they can respect you or not. It's the same fucking thing.
To live. We shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be doing
Tell me how animals are able to go out there and live without having to pay into an economy. But we weren't smart enough to be able to do the same. Tell me how animals are able to go out there and live without having to pay into an economy. But we weren't smart enough to be able to do the same. Tell me how that. You know what? It's fine. That's not what it's just. I'm saying BS. And I hate the fact that people just because 50 Cent is correct and I hate to even go off on it. And I hate the fact that people just because Tucker Carlson 50 Cent is correct and I hate to even go off doing some journalism. A smaller tangent, just like when Tucker Carlson actually said some correct things about Palestine. Doing some journalism. You were just like, oh my God, I can't. Actually says some correct things about Palestine. Mr. Bunny Hopper himself. Oh my God, I can't tell you right now. Sometimes that man can be correct about Bunny Hopper himself. And I can tell you right now, sometimes that man can be correct about one or two things in several paragraphs. These are not good people. These are still grifters. Nothing has ever changed. These are not good chaos monsters. These are still grifters. Just here to spit. Nothing has ever changed. These are still chaos monsters. They're not here to do anything else. They are just here to spit. They're just here to start to be a good person because they're not here to do anything else. I'm really sick and tired of people trying to make 50 Cent out to be a good person because he knew that P Diddy was.
Oh, see, I told you about him, and that's see, I was right. People like you don't actually care about victims. Things like this. Oh, see, I told you about him. You don't care about. You don't actually care what's happening to the victims because you're only you're like that too. You don't care. You're not a good person about what's happening to the victims. You have victims yourself, sir. You're like that too.
50 Cent.
You're not a good person. So this whole see, I tried to tell y'all about him, girl, and so about you.
50 Cent.
So this whole see, I tried to tell y'all about.
Did recognize real 50? You know what? Let me shut up. Listen, I'm not about. Did real recognize real?
See, I told y'all about.
Listen, I'm not about to go ahead and pretend.
That's like Rick Ross coming out.
Well, my victims haven't come out yet. Okay, cool.
You got some nerve. Y'all care. Y'all don't.
Well, my victims haven't come out. A lot of you don't give a damn about what's happening. And like, no, seriously, a lot of you don't give a damn about what's happening. A lot of you are pretending. And honestly, and tomorrow we're going to be doing, and like a lot of you are going to be doing another live where we talk about a lot more people who are pretending. I don't know why you're asking. Like a lot of you are upset about these ICE protests who are saying that. I don't know why you're asking me to come out. You were never coming. We're not going to go off on a tangent about that. Okay, we gotta stop. We got to move on. We're not going to go off on a tangent about that. Okay, we gotta now. We got to go ahead to move on. You feel me? Because I said I was going to do it. We talk about Chris Brown. Let's go ahead. Every 4 business months. Because I said I was going to do it. We talk about Chris Brown. It feels doing that is every 4 business months. I just want to let you guys know the next thing that he is doing that is freaking ridiculous. I just want to let you guys know this is the list. This is a list.
I was going to say that's the list.
And just so you know that the information, this link has already been put inside of the. And just so you know that the information, this link has already been put inside of the. When we talk about Chris Brown, you can actually click on that right now. People always say this.
He was 18 when that happened.
When we talk about Chris Brown. For some reason,
he was 18.
You know,
he was 18 when that happened, and that was with Rihanna. And you know,
he was 18. Island Women.
He was 18 when that happened, and that was with Rihanna. And you know,
Island Women.
You know how Island Women can be. You know, we a little crazy sometimes. We be like, you know how Island Women can be. You know, we a little crazy sometimes. We be like,
okay. But now that we have garnered that it is not. It's just not. But now that we have garnered that it is not. This has been going on. It's just not. For a while. And just so you know, this is the last allegation for a while. And just so you know, the last allegation.
What year is it?
On May 15th.
Oh my God! That's crazy. That was recent. Oh my God! That's crazy. That was recent. I can't believe this is happening.
Because I thought the last thing was when he was 18.
I can't believe this is happening.
And it seems like because I thought the last thing was when he was 18. But no, but it seems like brickety crap. Listen,
I didn't know this was a few weeks ago.
No, but he's like the Energizer Bunny.
Listen, I didn't know it was just weeks ago.
No, so he's like the Energizer Bunny. So he was arrested in Manchester, England. So on a 2023 warrant. So issued against him for grievous bodily harm charge on a 2023 warrant, which involved Brown smashing a tequila bodily harm over a music producer Abraham Brown smashing a tequila bottle while at a London nightclub on February 19, 2023. Not the day before my birthday. While at a London nightclub on February 19, 2023. Not the day before my birthday. Brown would then be detained by London's Metropolitan Police up to $16 million in damages. Already filed a civil claim against Brown. Us to also up to $16 million in damages.
Let's normalize actually looking at the case. I need you guys to go into the case.
I'm not going to do this.
Normalize actually looking at the case.
I need you to go into the case.
And I need you to actually look at for you
what Chris Brown did.
I need you to go into the case.
And I need you to actually look at what
leaving lacerations
to him.
Kicked him in the back of the neck
repeatedly,
which by the way could have paralyzed him.
Kicked him in the back of the neck,
I guess,
which by the way could have paralyzed him.
Right. Thank you, Jesus.
And instead, I guess, thankfully, knocked him out. This man was beaten almost to death. Mm-hmm. Any blow, this man was actually killed almost to death. Any blow, and you were going to tell me could have actually killed him. That he's not, and you were going to tell me. Do you care if it's violence against? You don't care if it's violence against women. Do you care if it's violence against men? Do you care if it's violence? Because you didn't care when he tried to beat up Frank Ocean. Because Frank Ocean tapped that ass. Yes. You didn't care when he tried to beat up Frank Ocean. Beat the brakes off Frank Ocean. Tapped that ass. That's why we're not gonna count that. Frank Ocean beat the brakes off you. That's why. I'm like, how gay are you? Am I still like included? How gay are you? Am I still like included? But you know, everybody is supposed to be like, you know what? And because y'all were friendly area people, everybody is supposed to be like, you know what? That wasn't as serious as people said. Do you know what you have to prove to get a restraining order? For a fine. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I feel like you don't know what you would have to prove. They don't give those out. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I feel like you don't know. They don't give them out. They don't. They're not just like, oh, you don't like this nigga? Go ahead, baby. They don't give them out. I don't even care. Don't even show me evidence. Take it. Go ahead, baby.
Oh, you know what? That else was
I don't even care. Don't show me evidence. Take it.
Right.
You know what? Other one. He was so irrelevant as like a human being.
That was the other one.
He was so irrelevant as like a human being. I was trying to figure out.
You know what?
Doo-doo garbage.
Doo-doo garbage.
It's super unfortunate that we are going to that I see so many people coming to blind defense. That we are going to that I see so many people coming to blind defense.
Y'all didn't even like Jonathan Majors or his pucker
once they abuse somebody.
Okay, y'all didn't even like Jonathan Majors. He had a pucker in every picture. Okay. Y'all were just like, he had a pucker in every. It feels fruity to me.
It's a little sad.
Y'all were just like, I like flowers. It feels fruity to me. Seriously.
Flowers.
No, seriously. Flowers. Take it away. Gross, right? No, but as soon as he's abusing somebody, take it away.
All of a sudden, we gotta come to this man's defense.
As he's abusing somebody, then all of a sudden we gotta come to this man's defense. I'm not gonna lie, you guys are sounding so much like Zionists sometimes. When you tell us that you guys are sounding so much like Zionists sometimes. When you tell us the same way, is that whenever we're just trying to hold Israel, the government accountable, but y'all want to say that we're anti-Semitic. We're just trying to hold Israel, the government, accountable, but y'all want to say that we're anti-Semitic.
Listen, when we finally get to tomorrow's conversation, I start talking about you FBA niggas. Y'all gonna be real upset. I'm gonna be very glad.
Listen, when we finally get to tomorrow's conversation,
I start talking about you FBA niggas. Y'all gonna be very upset. I'm gonna be very glad. I have nobody arguing.
Listen, I'm so glad I'm nobody. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna be arguing in my comment section. You know what I mean? I'm so glad I'm a nobody. So ain't nobody gonna be arguing in my comment section. I can just say what I gotta say.
My diary,
this is just us trying to get it out. You know what I'm saying? It's also just like I wanted to reach you. This is just us trying to get it out. You know what I'm saying? It's also just like I wanted to reach you. I'm not here to build up some black queer people because I want to argue. I'm not here to build up. There's so many channels that do that. I want to argue. They over there. I don't.
Genuine connection.
There's so many channels that do that. Go ahead, go for it. They over there. I don't care.
Genuine connection. They don't know this
at all. At all. And at the end of the day, they're not even invested enough in you to pay for any of the shit that you offer. And at the end of the day, they're not even invested just a video that you made $15 off after they finally made $1 million. So at the end of the day, I already know how much sometimes you made $15 off of after they finally made $1 million. A lot of times we are so. I already know how much sometimes what it could make us and going viral. I feel like a lot of times we are so wrapped up in what it can make us and going viral. Was just talking about it down to music. The fact that you guys want to give us a minute was just talking seconds about it down to every song. Every song's an interlude. You guys want to give us a minute and 3 fucking seconds for every song. Every song's an interlude. The window. Being authentic has gone out the window. Now it's just long form content has gone out the window. Being authentic has gone out the window. Now it's just about
there's no talent.
You know what I mean? Or they're watching you because they love to see the chaos monsters chaos. You know what I mean? Watching you because they have a genuine interest in what you have to say, or they actually support you. They're not watching you because they have a genuine interest in what you have to say, or they actually support you. They just like seeing train wrecks in slow motion. Let's be perfectly honest.
That video of him talking to that AI.
Oh my God! Let's be perfectly honest. That was weird. Oh my God! AI version of Hallie. And she still won the argument. Do you know how crazy that is? An AI version of Hallie, and she still won the argument. Even fake AI Hallie still won the argument. Even fake AI Hallie still won the argument.
Is real doo-doo garbage.
I'm just gonna go and put it out there. My cat is fighting
doo-doo garbage. Is real doo-doo garbage.
I'm just gonna go and put it out there. My cat is fighting for his life to get into this room.
And let his bitch ass in.
Right. He really is.
I'm like, ain't nobody.
Go ahead. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody in here. Go ahead. You said you just wanted to go ahead and be inside. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody in here. You see this? You just wanted to go ahead and be inside. We've been outside for 20 minutes. What do you mean where we've been?
It's fine. I'm not going.
No. You've been outside for 20 minutes.
Right. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, listen, I'm not gone forever.
it's fine, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's just
again,
like, listen.
When it comes to Chris Brown, when it comes to a lot of these people, I need y'all to understand that. When it comes to Chris Brown, when it comes to we're talking about one thing that happened, understand that that's a list of things. You think that we're talking about one thing that happened? Google. That's a list of things. You say, hey, I don't really deal with Chris Brown. Can go ahead and take that list. Anytime somebody you say, hey, I don't really deal with Chris Brown. Go ahead and take that link and just send it to them. Inside here, don't argue. The Wikipedia of all the things that he's done, and just no, they will still somehow defend it. But I also want y'all to realize, you know how no, they will still somehow defend it. But I also want y'all to realize, you know how when we were talking about, we haven't talked about a lot about like being accountable and holding accountability within ourselves. He's talked a lot about like as women and femmes accountable and holding accountability within ourselves. When y'all are busting it wide open, to know as women and femmes, I don't need you to look at me like I'm some kind of Debbie Downer. When I'm like, hey, I don't need you to look at me like I'm some kind of Debbie Downer. When I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? You really want to do that? I don't know if you want. I'm supposed to be the bad guy, but that's, you know what I mean? Accountable. That's really what it is. I'm supposed to be the bad guy. Why are you dancing to music and enjoying? That's really what it doesn't like. At the end of the day, why are you dancing to music and enjoying someone but he loves the queers? You think he does? You think that he hates dark-skinned black people, but he loves the queers? Someone tell me. Someone tell me. Oh, by the way, this is my cat. Someone tell me. Someone tell me. But my cat is okay. Not my cat. Not my cat. It's okay. Different color than you thought. No. It's a different color than you thought. No. I want to talk about Tyler Perry. It looks like our videos aren't really I want to talk about Tyler Perry. It looks like our videos aren't really working. So first and foremost, the last topic before we go ahead and get out of here. The Boondocks. So first and foremost.
Yes.
Have you seen
the Boondocks episode? Because at first, yes. It was a different. They used the actual character thing, right? Because at first, kind of like,
he flipped out, and that's how they changed the name to Winston Jerome,
right? And then he
he flipped out, and that's the episode banned even after they changed the name. We had to go look this shit up even after they changed the name. We had to search it. Now it's on HBO Max, just in case. We had to search it. Now it's on HBO Max, just in case you didn't know. But like, listen, and if it's for subscription, you don't care. It's just click play. You already pay the niggas so much money per month. Like, at least enjoy the idiocy with us. You already pay the niggas so much money per month. Like, at least enjoy the idiocy with us. Bro, honestly, that's a whole other conversation. It's okay. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna push forward. Because that's another conversation. That's okay. That's all about. Because that's all about the conversation. That's all about. That left everything in reference to our cable companies and just decided to give it out piece by piece by piece. Everything in reference to our cable companies and just decided to give it out piece by piece by piece to 17 streaming services. But it's fine. But no. When it comes to Tyler Perry, I enjoyed the. But no, when it comes to Tyler Perry, as a person when he first not a Christian, I enjoyed the. I love me some gospel music. It was the only part of church that I could ever deal with. Anytime y'all started talking, it was the only part of church. I decided I pretended I had narcolepsy. Anytime y'all started talking, I was just like, I'm not about to actually. I decided I pretended I had narcolepsy. I swear to God, I was just like, I'm not about to actually. And then we put a little stank on it. As soon as the music started, I was like, and then we put a little stank on it. I want to watch this. The old lady with some titties. I was like, all right. And he ruined it. I want to watch this. He ruined his Chitlin Circuit, and he ruined it. That he had in his play. He ruined trying to go mainstream. That he had in his play. It really just and trying to go mainstream so worldwide that never should have been. Really just made something. Just talking about so black worldwide on a regular basis. Yeah. And just talking about black women's pain on a regular basis. You are a black woman who's got money who wants to date somebody who's got money. You might as well that you are a black woman who's got money who wants to date somebody who's got money. You might as well just be like, you the nastiest bitch that ever fucking. Like that's literally how he treats you. Like I don't know if you've seen The Family That Prayed. That's literally how he treats you. Like I don't know if you've seen The Family That Prayed.
You know he gave us.
Yo, I was just like, this Sanaa Lathan's character. You know he gave us some money for that because what the fuck?
Years ago.
Honestly, I think that was one of his last decent productions. Daddy's Little Girls. I think that was one of his last decent productions. Daddy's Little Girls. The Family That Raised. I want to say those were the last decent. Because whatever the recent things that he has come up with
a long time ago.
It's not just the fact that man will. Because whatever the recent things that he has come up with,
it's not just the fact that we have seen
the way that he has put out other black people.
It's not just the fact that we have
Atlanta
seen
for his goddamn
the way that he has
studio.
Put out
He has
other black
he has
people
unhoused
in the state of
other
Atlanta
black
for his
people for the sake
studio.
of his studio.
He has
unhoused other black people for the sake of his studio.
He hasn't been a good person for a long
time. Past all of that.
He hasn't been a
recent allegations from this very pretty white boy. All of that. Now there are recent allegations from this very pretty white boy
was pushing up on him,
saying that
basically
Tyler Perry,
like, hey, guess what?
was pushing up on
I've got your job in my hand.
Basically making it like, hey, guess
what?
I'm
gonna have to do some things.
I've got your job in my hand.
Yep.
You gonna have to do some things if you want what you say you want.
Yeah, who would do that?
Because that doesn't sound.
I think that Tyler Perry recently got married.
Who would do that?
I'm sorry, Tyler Perry recently got married.
I'm trying. If I speak,
I'm sorry, Tyler Perry.
I'm trying. If I speak,
Yeah, and is and will. It's fine.
See this?
And will. It's fine. Anyway.
Stepping on my goddamn keyboard.
But I find it super disgusting that this is where we are when it comes to Tyler Perry conversation. But I find it super disgusting that this is where we are when it comes to Tyler Perry.
Oh God! Because we care more about him being gay.
Oh my God!
Do you think I would care? We care more about him being gay.
Oh my God! I knew he was.
Do you think I would care?
The door has been open. First of all, for the last 20 years,
and we have it. The doors.
Do forks reside in the kitchen?
What do you want? We have it.
Do forks reside in the kitchen? What do you want from me?
To use this moment to be homophobic, and that's the thing. Honestly, like people, they couldn't. I don't even fault it. Just came up, and that's the thing. Honestly, like people talking about, hey, this is kind of. And I don't even fault it. Just came up on fucking TikTok, calling him everything about China.
And not because of the horrific things this man has done, and not because of the horrific black people that are actually living in Georgia, where he used to put his studio. Black people that are actually living in Georgia, that are working 20 to put his studio 50 hours. The people that are working sleep that are working 24, 50 hours, no sleep, like abuse.
With this shit, that it goes to show yet again how shit by y'all is so normalized. It doesn't matter. This shit, y'all, that is the gay shit. He was sweet. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter. That's what's funny.
Not the fact
he was sweet.
That he was trying to coerce this man.
That's what's funny.
For the sake of this relationship. Not the fact that he was trying to coerce this man.
Right.
For the sake of this relationship. More people than just Monique have been talking about Tyler. That more people than just Monique have been talking about Tyler. I don't think Monique is the best person in the world. Let's make that very clear. Right. And I don't think Monique is super. It's super sad to say is that it's super. It's super sad to say is that it's super. It's super sad.
So-and-so coming over.
Hurry up and put some pants on. The weird uncle who eats kibbles and bits and sits in the corner is coming over. Uncle who eats kibbles and bits and sits in the corner is coming over. Uncle who eats kibbles and bits and sits in the corner is coming over. The fuck is your... You know what? Let me stop. Let me stop. Before somebody finally... You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I just want to say that we're going to go ahead and wrap to all of these cases. I just want to say that the one thing in reference to all of these cases that are coming out is the one thing that the parasocial relationships have us in a chokehold. The parasocial relationships have us in a chokehold. To go ahead and ride so much of our support to go ahead off of and ride so much of our support off of a thing that they did that made us feel and has nothing to do with the whole person. It has nothing to do with it whatsoever. And I really hope that one day we can get to a point where we like that person one day that one thing, but if we saw where we like that person who did that one thing, but if we saw them do something fucked up, you guys don't even have that. That's the bare minimum. You guys don't even have that. That's the bare minimum. And y'all feel like y'all don't even realize that the bare minimum. Like, sorry, Boosie never did nothing to me. Y'all can't even do it. You'll be like, sorry, Boosie never did nothing to me.
Again, if it doesn't affect you, y'all don't care. And again, if it's in situations that we're in now. In situations that we're in now.
That part. No, seriously. No, seriously.
Because this is really what it all comes down to, y'all.
And it's really sad, and I don't understand how we can. And it's really sad
how y'all can be so surprised that this is the place. How y'all can be so surprised that this is the place that we have ended up. I don't know if you heard the crazy the cat, children noise in the background. For his life, you finally decided to settle down in somebody's suitcase. Meowing for his life. I'm just very glad that we've been able to get through the show. Like, I'm just very glad that we've been able to get through the show.
This is our demo. We getting used to some new things.
You know what I'm saying? And I just anybody who ends up later on, and I just anybody who ends up viewing this later on, I just want to let you know this is a welcome queer Ghetto podcast. I need you to say I'm going to fight bigotry and white supremacy wherever I find it. I am going to fight bigotry and white supremacy wherever I find it. I just want to make sure that is perfectly. I just want to make sure that is perfectly.
But at any rate, I want to thank y'all for joining us. But at any rate, I want to thank y'all for joining us. And we will see you in the next one.
Bye, ho.
All right.